I ran every single day for 30 days straight. No rest days, no excuses, just me, my running shoes, and the road. But why? I wanted to see what happens when I push my limits every single day for 30 days straight without taking a rest. Trying to do something that I've never done before, and here's what I learned. So I'm obviously no stranger to running. I've been running for 2 years. But I just wanted to know what happens when I take it a step further. Not just 3 runs a week, but every single day for 30 days straight. Am I gonna get fitter? Am I gonna burn out? Am I gonna injure myself? Start hating running or even enjoy it more than before? Who knows? Let's keep it very simple. 6k minimum per day, so it needs to be a 6-kilometer run. Everything below that doesn't count. I cannot do double days to cheat the system, so it doesn't count if I run twice in a day and then take the next day off. It's not about the total amount of runs, so 30 runs, 30 days. It's about running every single day. So I could be running 40 times during the 30-day period. Wouldn't make a difference. So I could theoretically use a treadmill, doesn't really matter, but I probably won't because I've never used a treadmill to run before. So I'm gonna stick to the regular running because I like that much better. And the only exception there is to the running streak would be if I'm either sick or injured. So these two, if I'm actually really sick or if I'm properly injured, so I have something with my Achilles, with my knees, with my whatever, I'm gonna take a day off or I'm gonna take a break during the challenge and I will then have to assess what to do. And those are all the rules. So as I've mentioned, this challenge is supposed to be a real challenge, meaning that I'm not just gonna do my regular running volume. Obviously, that would be way too easy. For reference, 1 month back I finished marathon prep and I was averaging around 55 kilometers per week, so that's not a lot of running volume. And in the weeks between that, I was definitely on the lower end. But it would be way too easy, just go with the 6k and do that every single day. That's 42 kilometers. That's not a real challenge, even without rest days. I can do that easily. So instead of that, your boy came up with the incredible idea to try really ramping up the volume. And I started the challenge off. Week 1, 70k week. Completely uncharted territory, but I want a challenge. So the first week actually felt really good. I didn't expect it, but my legs did feel really good throughout the whole process. I was definitely not used to running as much every single day, and I definitely had to change up my weekly and daily routines because running every day does make quite the difference if you've only been running 3 times a week before that. So suddenly I have to find a time window which suits my schedule really well, and on top of that doesn't really hurt my strength training because I've been still strength training 3 to 4 times a week. All in all, the first week wasn't that big of a deal. It was quite nice seeing how well my body can tolerate a higher amount of volume. 17k was no big deal, like we're talking easy, no struggles whatsoever. And because of that, I knew that the next weeks had to be a little bit more challenging to really get me to my limits. So we're done with week 2 and 3. It's actually the 22nd day today, and I've been running every single day for 22 days straight. And this might seem shocking and weird to some people, but it has been nothing but incredible. I've never enjoyed running as much as I do right now. This has been a lovely experience. Don't get me wrong, some days I struggle so much. Yesterday was the hardest run in this entire process. It has been the hardest run since marathon prep. And it was actually the longest run since my first marathon attempt, where I managed to do 26k before then just failing and DNFing because of severe pain. And I had a very hot 13k run today, just a couple hours ago, where I was sweating my ass off during 30 degrees. Yet still, all of this is 100% worth it. I enjoy it so very much. And this has brought me so much closer to running, which is weird. My running form has definitely improved. I've gotten so much better at pacing myself and actually sticking to the heart rates. That not only because I run so much and I have a better feeling for it, but because I do run faster with a lower heart rate naturally. My heart rate is lower already, even during pretty harsh weather conditions such as today where it's 30 degrees. Still, heart rate is at 150 beats per minute on average, whilst running a 520 minute per k pace in a very fatigued state. So it has been going very well, and I can say I'm very excited to see how this next week is gonna go down. And on top of this being 22 days in a row of running, I have increased my running mileage so much. Last week was my first 100k week. This week was my first 110k week. This is the most I've ever done, period. It works, even though I haven't had a single rest day. And I've been doing double days. Remember that. So it does work if done the right way. But I mean, we still do have 8 days left till we can pull up the final verdict. And maybe I might run into some problems here and there. Maybe suddenly I have this boing, oh, rest days are necessary, please don't do this. And I do think there's a very, very important place for rest days and they should be incorporated, but so far so good. Let's see if I can manage to do the 120k week next week, which is a weird feeling, just increasing so and so much. And yeah, make it till day 30. Let's go! So week 4 was a little bit different than the weeks prior, let's put it that way. The beginning of week 4 was hard.
Day 23, running 30 days straight, 16k, Monday morning, easy run. It's actually quite funny. Yesterday I was still so very over-motivated, and today the hard reality kind of hits. I'm fatigued, feeling it very much so. 7k in, and this is a tough run. My heart rate isn't super high. I'm moving, all is okay, but I feel so lethargic and just like, just want to lay down and eat a lot of food.
And that was actually the point where I realized that rest days are a very good thing. And there's a reason that we take them. But if we just bash our training without giving our bodies the necessary rest, you're gonna feel like me during week 4. And that wasn't too good.
Day 27 of running every single day for 30 days straight, and we are at a low point. So I'm currently doing my 10k easy run prior to tomorrow's 30k run, which will annihilate me. I'm 5k in, and I'm feeling the worst I have during this entire challenge. I'm shaky, I can't focus, my body's feeling super weak and like lethargic, and it's like pulled apart, like kind of weird sensation. This year is hard for me, I guess. My body, it just doesn't want to continue anymore.
So the first few runs of week 4 were hard. The easy runs didn't feel as easy. My heart rate was still low, but it's kind of weird. I was running at a 140, maybe 145 beats per minute heart rate, but it felt like I'm running at a 170 beats per minute heart rate. So the way my body perceived the effort was totally different compared to the actual effort itself, which is a very clear sign that I was reaching my limits and my body just craved some rest. And one thing that's important to mention is that it was getting so hot in Germany. Before the challenge, it was around 15 to maybe 20 degrees Celsius on a hot day. But during the 3rd and 4th week, we had many days where temperatures exceeded 30 degrees Celsius. And the combination of that, so high temperatures, and so much running, that really made this challenge hard for me. That was a tough one. But during the last few runs, something weird happened. I wanted to finish this challenge with a bang, and that's why I decided to do a 30k long run. It's my last long run of the challenge. 30k on the menu, I went through that without having any problems. The heat wasn't bothering me as much as I thought. My performance was super solid.
30 kilometers done. We made it, guys. Best 30k run in terms of how I'm feeling afterwards, ever.
And that felt super empowering, super motivating, and I was supremely confused how I was still able to do something like that. But now comes the cherry on top. I still had 2 days left that I needed to be running, and I knew that to reach the 120k week, I needed to do a 17k run on Sunday. So that's exactly what I did, and that run was banger as well.
We are on track to having a pretty fucking splendid run.
So somehow my body just adapted to all of the running volume. Even though the days prior felt really hard, suddenly those really long efforts just going down effortlessly. I was very grateful, yet very confused.
It has been done. Day 30 of the 30-day challenge completed. Tack. We made it, guys. We made it. 30 days straight. And I'm super happy, I'm super proud. Feels incredible. And along with this 30-day completion, we hit a couple of other milestones. The 70k, the 100k, the 110k week, and the 120k week, which I'm actually quite proud of.
What has changed? What has improved? What has gotten worse? How did I feel? all the good stuff. So performance-wise, I definitely had a increase in performance if we compare pre 30-day running challenge and during and pretty much at the end of the running challenge. We're gonna see that I'm running at the same paces, but my heart rate is far lower. So Sebastian from post-production here, and I looked over all of the data that was available in my Chorus app. I compared a lot of runs, I compared the heart rates, and compared the paces, and I looked at the weather data, and I must say the difference isn't as big as I thought it was at that time. During the running, during the challenge, I thought that I was making some serious progress, but it just turns out that I never did easy runs this way. I never ran below 5 minute per K paces, so I probably never knew that my heart rate would be this slow running at these paces, and I don't believe that the progress was as significant as I thought it was, and I was aware that it wasn't breakthrough progress. I just wanted to mention this, and we cannot forget that it actually was far hotter during this time, and that I was very fatigued from all of the consecutive runs. So I guess there was some progress, and I do see that now, after being done with the challenge and being back to running regularly, I do feel like I have a very strong base, and I am faster. But what about speed? Well, speed, not so much. No real increase there, no real change. But I didn't do much speed work at all. Like, I did one interval session per week, and I actually did less intervals there because I was so beat up from all the running. So this wasn't specifically focused at improving my speed, my threshold paces, which is totally fine. This was a pure aerobic base builder, and that definitely improved. Throughout the process of those weeks, I felt worse. Basically, I just felt worse. My sleep was good throughout the whole process, which is pretty cool. I really struggled to wake up in the mornings most of the days, especially starting from week 3 and 4, especially during week 4, that was super bad. I think I was actually getting irritated faster, just a combination of all the factors going on. But the one thing that I mentioned earlier in the video is that my mood towards the running has gotten better, so I wasn't really thinking much about going out for a run. I was just like, okay, yeah, let's go. Even if it was a longer run, I didn't have to mentally battle my way into going out. It was just a somewhat obvious thing for me, a no-brainer, no big deal. Guess that's something positive. Other than that, I do see many downsides. Just bashing through the volume, not having any rest days, going every day. That took a negative toll on my well-being. And the downsides are, if you don't have a rest day, you won't have a full cognitive and physical reset. Sometimes just mentally, that's super nice knowing that you have a full day off. You can focus on other things that might bring you more joy. All the things that you do during the day or during the rest of the day, you're gonna be way more aware of them. You're gonna be crisper. You're not gonna be as fatigued, as tired. And that can level up the experience. So you're gonna enjoy life a little bit more. Because of all the fatigue, because of all the stress, being tired, I enjoyed life a little bit less. And I was less empathetic, I was less resilient to stress, I was less patient, which isn't always a good thing. It goes far to say that it's never really a good thing. Beyond that, the likelihood of getting injured, far higher. For me, I've been dealing with a knee injury, and getting that 100% under control is pretty hard if you run every single day for 30 days. So the stress management really need to be at a peak level, and a rest day here and there definitely helps, especially after super hard efforts. So if you're dealing with anything, if you have a lot of stress going on, if you need to be fresh for something, then training every day isn't a very good idea, and it's just fine and might be the best idea ever to just put in that rest day. And another downside that most people probably don't even think about is you can't train hard. If you dive into running volume that you're not used to and you suddenly run every single day and there's no rest days, you cannot go hard. I can't do a lot of intervals. I can't do threshold runs. I can't do tempo runs. I can't do marathon efforts during my long runs, or something like fartlegs where I just increase speed and have more variety. If I do that, I'm gonna risk being too fatigued to run the next days, or I'm gonna risk injuring myself because I'm already so fatigued from the last 20 days of running consecutively. With running every day, you just need to put in so much effort, not to push yourself too hard, and that can really suck. I'd say it was incredible to do it once, just to experience how it feels to not rest and just train every single day and go really hard, push my limits. But for performance, there are better alternatives. I could have had the same progress, if not even better, if I had rest days. So 30 days of running have taught me how much my body is actually capable of. Not only my body, but also my mind. Going out, doing these hard sessions, not even effort-wise, but sometimes very long, under harsh conditions, hot weather. I'm not feeling it. I don't want to go outside. I want to lay in bed, sleep in, maybe relax, watch some YouTube, eat some food. But no, I'm gonna go outside, even though I don't feel like it. And I'm gonna have a solid time. I'm gonna have a good run. I'm just gonna push through the pain and agony, and it's gonna be good. That's exactly what I'm supposed to do. And being able to do that on a regular basis throughout this whole time, that has really shown me how capable I can be, how far I can push my mind and body. I haven't even reached my limits, and I exceeded my regular volume by so much, and there was still so much more potential. I'm actually quite excited to see what I'm gonna be capable of doing in the future. Let's say in a year, 2 years of continuously running, putting in the hard efforts. I think that's just so much more that can be achieved. But this has also shown me that it's not always the big sessions, the outstanding days that really make the difference, but it's the showing up on a regular basis. It is the accumulation of solid, honest work that makes the biggest difference. And I think that's a very good message. It's not always about having the best days. It's about having okay days, day after day after day after day, just continuously showing up. And the end result is going to be you being really happy about sticking with it, because you're progressing at a really decent rate. So are you going to try doing the same thing as I did? Are you going to try the 30-day running challenge? Maybe do a different iteration of it with less volume, or even try surpassing me and increasing the volume even further? Let me know if I sparked your curiosity, and if you're now inclined to trying something hard. That would be kinda cool, not gonna lie. And if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to hit the like button and subscribe to the video, because I really do appreciate that. And we are on our way to hitting those 1,000 subscribers. I know it's still a long way to go, but I am 100% certain that we're gonna make it. And yeah, I'm not gonna stop until we make it. And if we hit that goal, I'm gonna go even harder, let's be honest. So thank you all for watching my video. I'm supremely happy about the support that I've gotten so far, and I hope that it only gets better from here on. And if it does, gee, what a world to live in. So thanks a lot for watching, and see you guys for next week's video. Bye!